Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Monday to you guys. The first Monday of April. Happy April, everyone. How is your April looking? Mine is bringing April showers. We're getting a few sprinkles here, kind of a cloudy gray sky. So how are you? And how has the past week been for all of you? And how was your weekend? Did everybody have a good weekend? Today is Monday. Oh, I didn't change my thing. I didn't flip my calendar. Today is Monday, April 3rd, I think, 2023. And I'm Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop. And today we are here for Flosstube. I have we're going to talk a lot about legacy fiber arts today. And I'm going to share lots of cloth with you. And I'm going to share stitch along stuff with you too. So let's see who is here. How is everybody doing? Hello, Jude. Starting to warm up and melt some snow. Yeah, the snow it's pretty much gone here, except for just patches here and there, but it's pretty much gone. Hello, Sharon. We're supposed to get up to 92 today. Holy manoli. Missy, hello from Cincinnati. Is it fall yet? I'm so excited about the quilted witch. I know that one is really cute. Hello, Donna. Been quilting and cross stitching all weekend. Oh, that sounds lovely. Patty, hello from very beautiful warm day in southern Indiana. Never fails. Took a couple of days off and I'm either sick or hurt. Oh no, stiff back. Had a box of mat boards on back of my chair. Forgot them. Oh no. I hope your back gets better soon. That's not fun. That's not fun. Hello, Glenda from cold and rainy Seattle. Working on the last motif of Quaker Welcome. Should be done in the next. I love it. Congratulations on finishing your largest sampler that you've ever stitched. That's exciting. That's quite an accomplishment. So good for you. Hello, Tammy S. Hello, Jody. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Ruth P. Hello, Jen. Hello, Patty. Chris, Gayleen, happy April. Hello, Alice. Hello, Martha. Homebody Patty, hello. Sally Quilt, hello. Hello, Kay. Stitching on Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. I love it. And Stitcher's Garden and Garden Gate. I love it. With Lori and Angela, never boring. Lots of stitches you've got going on. I love it. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Sue. Hello, Patty. Hello, Sew Yarn Arm Designs. Welcome, newbie. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for giving us a try. I hope you keep coming back. Hello, Marie. Hello, Sally Quilt. Good to see you still up and functioning after all the cutting. There's still much work to do. Much work to do. I'll tell you a little bit about it today. Actually, so I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot. But I'll tell you a little bit about it today. There's never a dull moment around here. I was thinking over the weekend, I wonder if there will ever be a time where I sit down with you guys and I say, yeah, there's not much going on. Like, what's going on with you guys? There's not much going on here because there's always a lot going on right now. Part of that is just the time of life that we're in. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how things progress. Hello, Stacy. Shoveling, it's 12 plus inches. Predictions of 17 to 26. What in the world, Stacy? That's too much for April. Marcella, hello. Homebody Patty is great. Just opening some Happy Meal with Legacy Fiber Arts fabrics in it. Aren't they beautiful? I have so much to share with you guys today. We're going to have like a little bit of a Legacy Fiber Arts Flosstube with any questions that you have about different colors or counts or whatever. Kara, hello. Visiting my son during spring break. My phone is almost dead, so I may not be on long. It must not have been plugged in. Well, bummer. But I'm happy that you are hanging out with your son. That's exciting. Angela, how was your spring break with the kiddos? It was good. Hello, Michelle. I'm going to say hi to everybody quick and then I'll talk to you about it. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Lori. Oh, Henrietta and Co. That's such a pretty one. Glenda, hello. So yes, we last week was spring break, which was a little bit funny because I had to remind my kids, that just because it's spring break to you doesn't mean the world stops. Like your father and I are still working. We still have work to do. But spring break was really good. Everybody had a very nice spring break. Um, Typically before spring break, what we tried to do, and this is what we did this year. It doesn't always happen like this, but this year it ended up working out really nicely. Hello, Nancy. So not last week, but the week before spring break, we were sitting at supper time and I went around the table and I asked all of the kids to tell me their top two things that they would like to try to do over spring break. Because if I try to plan spring break, then inevitably you're going to have half the gang who's like, oh, that was so much fun. And you're going to have another half who's like, why didn't we do this or why didn't we do this? As is the case with life. Like you can't please everybody, right? Even in your family, you can't please everybody. So I thought, okay, a number of years ago, I started to just ask the kids, give me your top two things that you want to do for spring break. And maybe we will have time to do them or maybe we won't. But at least they're on the list and we have some kind of a guide to work off of. So the week before spring break, we went around the table. Everybody gave their top two things that they wanted to do. The only rule was that it had to be something that was realistic. Like, don't ask to go to Disney World because it's not going to happen. So something is under my foot. So everybody did that, and so I put it all on a list, made a list, and we tried to work off of that list. So everybody at least got one thing from the list done that we went and did. So people were very, very excited. At the end of spring break, I said, how was everybody's spring break? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Did you get enough you time? Did we get enough family time in? Like, was it fun? Because it's trying to find a balance of everything, right? Like people want to catch up on sleep. People want to have just downtime by themselves, but people also want to have family time, blah, blah, blah. So everybody gave it a thumbs up. It was a successful spring break across the board from the 4-year-old to the 16-year-old. It was a successful spring break. So pretty happy about that. So there were a variety of things on the list. From my little one, whose top two things to do for spring break was to go out for ice cream and go to the local parks playgrounds with her siblings to play with them. Those were hers. To my oldest, whose top two were family game day and family movie night. And then in the middle four were things like my oldest son wanted to go on a picnic. My middle daughter wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory and get cheesecake. My middle son wanted to go bowling, and his might have been the biggest hit, actually. We went bowling and everybody had a blast, giving each other a hard time, laughing, like having fun. Everybody had a really good time bowling. And then my youngest son, he's a goof. He picked, so a few weeks ago, I was introduced to this new cookie that maybe is a nationwide thing. I don't know if it's local or if it's nationwide. I don't know. But a few weeks ago, I was introduced to it. Apparently, my kids had been introduced to it at school. Somebody brought some to school one time. And so they were already kind of in love with these, but I had never heard of them before. They're called crumble cookies. Have you guys heard of these? Crumbles, Crumbl, no E at the end. And so I tried like a quarter of the cookie is the serving size, and it's like a gajillion calories. So I tried a little bit of it and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And my son was like, yeah, I know. And so his top thing was he wanted to go get crumble cookies. That was his choice for spring break. And so I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So we were getting ready to try to make this happen. And he comes to me and he goes, I changed my mind. And I was like, why did you change your mind? He goes, and I go, oh, you gave them up for Lent. You gave up sweets for Lent." And he goes, "Yeah, I gave up sweets." So he picked something that he couldn't even do. He was like, "I know I shouldn't have picked that one. I didn't." He said, "I just forgot." And so he's like, I can't go do it." So I was like, "All right, we'll take that off the list." But then he got to do the other thing that was on his list, which ended up being a lot of fun too. So he was still pretty excited. But I might have to try to go get a crumble cookie for his Easter basket. I don't know. Because because he can finally eat them this weekend, and so that might be kind of a nice surprise for him. I don't know. So spring break was a lot of fun. It was interspersed with work, because there's still stuff to get done. And the kids coming into the shop and helping out with stuff. We got 7 new shelving units delivered to the shop. So that was crazy. So over the weekend, my husband and the boys were in there putting up shelving units, and then the girls and I went in and we were organizing the bolts and stuff and trying to maneuver stuff and get stuff all. We still are in the process of organizing, but 7 new shelving units have fit miraculously and very creatively into the shop. All right, let's see. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Louise. Patty making floss tags for a pattern called Histories. Ooh, I love it. Hello, Lee. Gail, so happy I caught you live. Hello, Gail. I'm so glad you're here. That's quite an accomplishment to have everyone happy. Everyone was pleased. I was surprised. Everyone was happy. So it was good. That's wonderful that kids were pleased with their spring break time. It was good. When they're little, it's so simple. It is so simple. You think the little things are big and then they grow and you realize how little those problems were. So innocent. Park and ice cream. That's her happy place right now. Park and ice cream, please. Oh, yeah. Cheesecake was a hit. Oh my gosh. Cheesecake was a hit. Yummy. It's franchise. Oh, it is. Okay. They're nationwide. Your 16-year-old is obsessed with them. So I've only had that one little teeny tiny piece and it was delicious. So I can understand the obsession. We have crumble cookies in Wichita, Kansas. They're expensive. Just be warned. Oh no. Oh no. One like cookie for all 8 of us. What a wonderful Easter basket treat. Yeah, I don't know anything about them other than I tried a little piece and it was delicious. That's what I was going to say. Pricey, but a fun treat. Okay, good to know. Congrats on the new shelving. Hello, Vanessa. I tried to help you have less fabric to put on shelves with my order. Yes. Yes. So yeah, we are flying through fabric, but we also need a lot of space. So we and those are already spoken for, those 7 shelves. So there's no extra space with those 7 extra shelves. So we got to get those taken care of, everything up on those that we can get up on them, and then reorganize some other stuff and then find space for more shelving. My gosh, $5+ per cookie. What? It's crazy. Hello, April. Just joining. Happy to see you today. Missed you Thursday. I missed you guys too. And I have not so happy news that I'm not going to be able to have a quilting live this Thursday either. So it's going to be 2 weeks without a quilting live. But both for good reasons, like I'm not just skipping out on you guys. It's legit reasons. This Thursday, we have a meeting that could not be avoided, and they couldn't do a different time because I already tried to ask and they couldn't. This was the only time that was available. And so I have to go to that meeting because it's for my kiddo. So I have to be there for that. So I am really, really sorry. I apologize for that. And I did think about rescheduling to Wednesday, but we are so in the midst of trying to get orders out for stitch alongs, and I would rather try to get caught up before Easter rather than have that hanging over my head over Easter break. So that's why I'm not rescheduling to earlier in the week or later in the week, not rescheduling in the week at all. So I apologize for that. I really don't like missing any floss tubes or live streams with you guys. So I hope that you understand, and I hope that next week, everything should be back to normal. Because next week is the 12th, 13th. Yeah, the 13th. So the 13th and the 20th should be completely normal. So I will see all of you for sure for Quilting Live on the 13th and the 20th. Check the app. The cookies change weekly. Oh, so make sure you like the cookies before you go. I did not know that. I promised one time and she didn't like any of the options, but chocolate chip, they are big. Oh my. That's our motto, family first. Thank you, Kay. Yes, some things are unavoidable. I try my best to not have anything interfere with this time, but sometimes, and it just so happens that these last 2 weeks were that. So I apologize for that. We will miss you, Angela, but think we'll all make it without rescheduling to make your life crazier. Well, thank you, Homebody Patty. Hello, Jane. Hello, Jacqueline. Family comes first always. Thank you guys so much for understanding. It does really put a little bit of a crimp in my week, though, because I really look forward to this time with you guys and chatting with people. And it may sound really, really strange, but I don't have really any local stitchy or quilty friends. And so it's nice to be able to connect with people on here. It might sound a little weird. I get it. Just don't let it scare you. It's not creepy. It's not creepy. Kids and family come first. Hello, Rebecca from warm, sunny Missouri. Oh, it feels like spring. I would love to have that. I would choose that over quilting. Since no quilting live, I will share here that I finished my. You did. You finished your calico garden cutting. That is a small miracle, my friend. It's a lot of cutting. Good for you. Missy, we will miss you, but family is always first. Thank you. Thank you. Carolee, hello. Home on spring break, so I'm catching you live. Yay. Glad you had a great spring break, and we'll miss you Thursday, but I totally understand. Well, thank you so much. So I will try to send a reminder on Thursday, but that's what the plan is for Thursday. And I put it in the newsletter this morning too. So there we have it. So there's our catch up time. Now I'm going to move on to stitch along information because yesterday and Saturday I was working on getting stitch along invoices out. So let's talk a little bit about stitch alongs for April. Before we jump into that, I'm just going to share that this new pattern arrived. Stitch card set P, which is like the most adorable stitch card set ever, I swear. It is so cute. Stitch card set P by Lori Holt is in the shop. It has arrived and it is here. Okay, now stitch along information. We are moving into our April stitch alongs, which means that invoices have just been sent and we are working to get those orders out the door to you right now. So stitch alongs for April are coming your way very, very soon. If you haven't seen your invoice yet, take a peek in your inbox. If you're new and just joining stitch alongs, take a peek in your junk folder as well. Because once you get established with us, then you'll be receiving emails from us, no problem, typically. But those first emails sometimes go to your junk folder. So if you are new to stitch alongs or new to Floss League or new to some monthly subscription that we're doing, make sure that you check your junk folder for invoices because sometimes they do end up sneaking into your junk folder. So keep an eye out there for it. Okay, so for stitch alongs, we are moving on in our stitch card stitch along. We are shipping stitch cards every month now to get caught up to where Lori is releasing. So for this month, for April, we are shipping stitch card set K by Lori Holt. And we'll keep shipping each month until we get caught up to where Lori is. And then we will ship quarterly after that. So right now for April, we're shipping stitch card set K, which is this cute one. So that one is coming your way this month. We are moving on in our, hello, Melanie. Melanie Davis. Hello, Angela from Utah. I just love your shop. Thank you for all you do. Well, that's a sweet little nugget of happiness right there. Thank you so much, Melanie. That's really sweet of you to say. I'll take it. I'll take it and hold on to that. I appreciate that. And thank you for jumping on Jude, I'm cutting the rest of Scrappiness Happiness to bring on the retreat. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand it. Scrappiness Happiness is calling my name. Like there's so many projects that are calling my name. Okay, and cross stitch projects too. Oh my gosh. We are moving on in Houses on Pumpkin Lane. We are moving on to Maple House. This is by Pansy Patch Stitchery. We're moving on to Maple House. And I don't think I told you guys this, but when I was at Nashville Market, I met Lori from Pansy Patch. And she shared with me that she's doing another series called Wisteria Lane, which will be more of a springtime series. So she's done the Christmas with Houses on Peppermint Lane, and she's done fall with Houses on Pumpkin Lane. And next up is going to be Wisteria Lane, Houses on Wisteria Lane. So that's pretty exciting. And I got to see some of the colors she was working with. None of them, I don't believe, at least at that time, I think she said none of them have been designed yet. But she has kind of a color scheme that she's working with, and they're going to be very pretty, very springy, like very, very pretty. So you guys will have to keep me posted as to if you would be interested in continuing with our Pansy Patch Stitchery Stitch-alongs and doing Houses on Wisteria Lane after we're done with Pumpkin Lane. Donna, hello, hello. Gail, I purchased several Nashville release patterns. I need help with fabric. Oh, no, can you? Yes, absolutely, Gail. This morning, I helped 3 separate people with fabric. I was like shipping orders, and I was like, oh, I don't want to forget to get back to those people. Sometimes it's more helpful for me to be in the shop because then I can pull the pattern and I can have the fabric right in front of me. So sometimes, like some people ask me fabric help over the weekend, and I said, I want to be in the shop. So I'm not ignoring you. If you don't hear from me on Monday, please just be sure to follow up with me so that it stays on my radar so that I don't forget. And so this morning I helped 3 different people with fabric choices for a stitch that they were picking. So we are happy to do that. Yes, that's not a problem at all. You can either send an email directly to me, or you can send it to our customer service email address. And then Kayla will usually ask me about it, and I'll tell her what I would recommend, and then she sends you a response. So yes, we are happy to help with that stuff. Yeah. We go through options with you, give you, what we recommend, and absolutely not a problem at all. We are happy to help. Homebody Patty, I'm currently working on more of my first cross stitch of stitch cards. I'm putting 9 on 1 cloth. I'm going to make a throw pillow. That's perfect. All I have left is the wings of the bee in set D. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see it. Please share it when you are done because I would love to see it. 21 days until retreat. Oh my gosh, Sue. You're gonna give me a little heart attack. Heart attacklet. I have so much to do before then. Jen says Wisteria Lane sounds like purple me. There is a bit of purple on there. There sure is. The color, the color is actually called Wisteria. The purple color. Yeah. Is it a new, what brand is it? I think it's Classic Colorworks. But yeah, definitely purple. Yeah, I can't wait to see that pillow. Okay, so Maple House is coming this month in your monthly stitchy happy mail if you're signed up for that. Okay, and then we're moving on in the Garden Club series to number 6 by Blackbird Designs. This one is called Tulip and Lily. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. We are also moving on in our Little House Needleworks Little Sheep Virtues. This one is called Patience. And oddly enough, as I was doing these invoices yesterday, I decided to start a new book, audiobook. And so it's called My Name is Resolute. I've talked to you about it on here before. It was a recommendation from Lori Holt. And so I decided to start it yesterday while I was doing invoices. And one of the characters' names is Patience. And so I was like, Patience was all over the place in my brain yesterday. It was like patience this, patience that. It was all over the place. So this, apparently, somebody's trying to send me a sign. Like you either need to get more patience or you're going to need a lot more patience in the near future. So like get on board with it now. But on Palm Sunday, patience was being thrown all over the place. So patience by Little House Needleworks, that's coming this month too. Kay says, I was watching Sable Stitch poster. They shared a cloth I really want, but I'm stumped. Dyed tea leaf. I don't know the dyer. Do you recognize this? I do not know that. I do not. I would love to share. Well, send me a picture, Patty. Send me a picture in my email. And if it's okay with you, I will share it on here with people. Hello, Sharon. Hello. You made it. Okay, also moving on in our April stitch longs, you're going to get Hattie from the Chicken Club. Hattie is so cute. She's coming your way this April for some happy little chicken stitching. You're welcome. I would love to see it. And like I said, if I have your permission, I would be happy to share it. We have missed you too, Sharon. I missed all of you guys last Thursday when we weren't able to have the live stream. It really does throw a kink into my week. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but for sure it happens to me. So we've missed you too, and I'm glad to see you here. Okay, also moving on in our little sampler series by From the Heart. This one is called Eliza's Sampler. Look how cute that is. Eliza's Sampler. Now with this chart this month, you guys are also going to see on your invoice another piece of cloth, because you are likely, now that we are this far into it, you are likely looking for another piece of cloth. So another piece of cloth is included on your invoice for little sampler series. So FYI, more cloth coming with little sampler series charts. Also coming this month is in our Snowman Collector Stitch Along. This one is called The Postman. And isn't he cute? My gosh, I cannot wait to stitch these. I think I'm going to wait now because I'm really in the mood to stitch spring right now. So I'm still working on my garden samplers. I feel like I'm so close to getting done with that I just want to keep working at it and get it to a finish. But then I'm really anxious to start another spring stitch. So I'm already like, what stitch should be next? I'm curious, like, what should I start next? So I want to get this one done first and then see what I'm in the mood to do. And I might bring it on here and just ask you guys for your opinion to nudge me in a certain direction. So this is the Postman. I think these are so, so darling. And also this month with Postman for Snowman Collectors series, you will also be getting another piece of cloth. So your invoice will have a piece of cloth on there for your Snowman Collector series, because by this point, you're going to need another piece of cloth. He's so cute. Love the bike. I love the bike too. Lost my stitching mojo. Hey, Jude. Don't lose your stitching mojo. It will come back. Like it happens to everybody. I'm sure this has happened to you before. So it will come back. And maybe a new start is just what you need. That's what Garden Samplers has done for me. I was kind of in a stitchy funk before I started Garden Samplers. And now I'm like, oh, I'm all about spring. I think in my mind, oftentimes I put like, it has to be just this way in my mind. And I don't really give myself a lot of leeway. And sometimes I think that is just detrimental. Like it's just, you think that you're setting up these parameters in order to make more progress. And sometimes it just ends up having the opposite effect, if that makes sense. So I was like, no, I cannot start another stitch until I get this done, or until I get this much done on this, or this much done on that. And I think that only adds to the stitching funk. And when I allowed myself to just be like, I'm going to start this new spring stitch because I'm in the mood to stitch spring. And so I'm just going to start a new one. And I was like, oh, this is the best ever. I want to stitch this all the live long day. Like, it's just so amazing. So sometimes, switching it up a little bit or allowing yourself to go outside of your stitchy rules might be just the ticket. Very true and makes sense. I've been crocheting instead of, oh, well, that happens to me too. I get on the crocheting kick and then some of the other things go to the wayside. All right. Next up is Month to Month May by Stitching with the Housewives. This will be headed your way this month in April. Look at that cute little barn with all those spring flowers. Love it. Sheila, 100% agree. Martha Freedom, start all the starts. Start all the starts. Like sometimes you just have to let it go, right? Like just Elsa it. Just let it go and be like, you know what? I feel like starting this one. Is it the most logical next step in my stitching progress? Not necessarily. Is it the smartest thing to do? Maybe not. But it's what I want to do. And this is supposed to be for fun. So if I want to start that one, then why don't I just start it? And likely it will get my stitching mojo back for not only that stitch, but also for the other stitches that are in the rotation, maybe. I don't know. Life has halted my crafting life. I'll enjoy your lives as time is. Oh no, Tammy, is everything okay? Life has halted my crafting life. Are you okay, my friend? Okay, another one that's coming your way in April is chart number 6 in the Mousecapade series. This one is called Trimming the Tree. We just have one more left in this series. One more left coming in May, but this one is coming to you in April. Trimming the Tree. Super cute. And then also we have Prairie Schooler Santa, our Prairie Schooler Santa Club. First up, we have this one, which is Prairie Schooler Santa 4. Santa's Revisited, number 4. You get all 3 of those charts in this chart. And also Prairie Schooler Santa 2019. So some more fun Prairie Schooler Santa charts to add to your chart drawer, to your stitch stash for November. So you can then decide what one you're going to stitch along with Lori and I in November. Kay says, I can't wait for the mouse. That big center. Yeah, the big chart is the last one to come. This is Happy Christmas. It's super cute. Those mouse charts are adorable. Start all the starts. There are so many other areas of life that restraint is a must. Yes, creativity shouldn't be one of them. So true. I agree. That's so true. So, and then monthly stockings is also coming. I don't have that chart here to show you. We're kicking off this month our monthly stockings by Blackbird Designs. So that chart and floss and cloth will be coming. With that stitch along, you'll get one piece of cloth because all of the stockings are stitched on different ones. So we're sending you one piece of cloth with the first shipment to kind of get you started. And then after that, you will choose your own cloth that you want to choose for your other stockings. Because all of them are done on different pieces. And in each chart, there are 3 stockings to choose from. And so there's no way for me to know if you're going to stitch all of them or if you're going to just pick one. And if you're just pick one, which one are you going to pick? So we're going to send a neutral cloth to get you started. And then after that, you will just be able to purchase cloth when you're ready for it and the cloth of your choice. And if you need help with it, I'd be happy to help. Okay, so that's the stitch along situation for the month of April. Now let's talk Legacy Fiber Arts. We have fully restocked, at least were fully restocked in our Legacy Fiber Arts cloth. There's a huge 50-pound shipment of cross-stitch cloth. Cross-stitch cloth is not heavy, so 50 pounds, imagine, that was a lot of cloth. So I got it all cut up. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Got it all cut up, got it all packaged, got it all labeled, got it all hung up, and now it has been flying out the door. We still have plenty left, but it has been going out the door very, very quickly, which makes me so happy. Like, I love that you guys love this cloth as much as I do because it's fabulous. Sue does such a fabulous job dyeing it. The dyes are just yummy. It's fabulous. So I'm going to share it with you today. So we have, first one I'm going to start with is 14 count Ada. The other very, very cool thing about Legacy Fiber Arts is sometimes it's hard to find Ada counts that have, nice hand dyeing effect, um, unless you hand dye it yourself. And through Legacy Fiber Arts, these dyes are fabulous and it gives you some really, really nice options for Ada stitching. Sometimes people contact me and they're like, I can only stitch on Ada. And I feel like in order to get the kind of look that you want to get based on what the sample looks like, it's hard to accomplish that with some of the options that are available. I don't feel like that anymore now that we have Legacy Fiber Arts available. So for all of the 14 count, they all come in this size fat quarter. And that size is about, for this cut, Ada cuts are oftentimes smaller than linen cuts. So for this, the fat quarter size ends up being about 17 by 20, 21, something like that. Okay, so first step, let me show you. If you need me to take it out of the bag or if you need you just tell me, but I want to be able to show you all of these colors on here because it's really difficult to get, when you're hand dyeing cloth, no piece of cloth is going to be the same. Even if it's from the same dye lot, it's going to be very difficult to get one piece of cloth that matches the other piece of cloth. So, I'd like to take time to show you guys the pieces that we have in the shop so that you can see it, because it's hard to capture each piece in one photo on the website. So that's why I'm taking the time to do this with you today. So this one is called Low Tide. Low Tide has been highly requested. This time I've gotten so many emails saying, when is Low Tide coming back in? When is Low Tide coming back in? It is gorgeous. It is like a fabulous, fabulous color with very subtle modeling. Like, look, you can see it's very subtle. This is a great piece of cloth for it's almost got like a tan gray mix to it. Not too yellow for tan, not too much blue in it from the gray. It's very, very nice. So 14 count, I'm not going to spend too much time on all of these, but 14 count Low Tide is a lovely, lovely. You were one of them. Yes, Holly. You were not the only one. But yes, you were one of them. Okay, next up we have 14 count Ada. This one is called Nor'easter. This is a gray color. This would be great for actually some spring stitches if you want like a, April cloudy gray sky for your background. This would be really, really nice for that. It's got some very subtle modeling. It's kind of a lighter gray color. It's beautiful. Nor'easter. That's the name of this one. This would also be really good for like a winter stitch. Next up, we have 14 count Covered Bridge. This one is just a tish darker. Just a tish darker than Low Tide and a little bit more on the tan side. So Covered Bridge, another fabulous, fabulous color. Then we have Boston Tea Party in 14 count. This one is a little bit darker. This is probably the darkest of her tan colored dyes. And it's lovely. This is the one that Lori Holt is stitching her garden sampler on, is Boston Tea Party, but she's doing it in 36 count. But Boston Tea Party in 14 count, beautiful. This would actually be great for a good option for Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. Yeah, I'm looking at this one for Spring Moon, playing around with it a little bit to see. 14 count Ada New England Gray. fat quarter. Goodness, what in the world? Okay, New England Gray. This one is just a tish. I would say it's just a little bit darker than Nor'easter. So it's like a shade darker. Nor'easter is a lighter gray, and New England Gray would be just a little bit darker. Then we have Popover, 14 count Ada and Popover. This is the lightest of kind of the neutral tan colors. So this would be great for anything that you want kind of a light modeling for. It's very, very nice. We're using this one for Houses on Pumpkin Lane for our stitch along. And we're also using this one for Little Sampler Series for our stitch along. It's fabulous. Popover is fabulous. Dunes at Dusk, 14 count Ada. It's another just lovely, lovely option with some very subtle modeling. It's fabulous. And then I have a new color that we are introducing to the shop. This one is called Millstone. For those of you who are doing our Snowman Collector series, this is the cloth that is used for that series for our stitch along. We now offer it in the shop for everybody. So this is Millstone, and it is fabulous. It's very, very lovely. Like, I'm very excited to stitch on this one. So this is Millstone in 14 count. Which one again for Spring Moon? I'm looking at Boston Tea Party for that one. Yeah, I want to pull my chart and pull the cloth and kind of make sure. But even this morning in the shop, I was looking at those two together, Boston Tea Party and Spring Moon. And I thought, it might. I want to look at it a little bit more closely, but that's what I have my eye on right now for Spring Moon. My husband and I are caregivers for his parents. His high needs, and dad has demands. Oh no. You got hit with COVID. How are you feeling? Like, are you feeling pretty not so good? And that's a lot with all of the other stuff going on. That's a lot, because how do you juggle all that when you have COVID too? For sure. Prayers for you. For a quick recovery. That's hard. That is hard, hard, hard. Prayers, prayers, prayers. How many Santas can you get out of a fat quarter? Ooh. Donna, that's a great question. How many Prairie Schooler Santas can you get out of a fat quarter? 75 by 57. Depends what size cloth are we talking about, Donna? What are you stitching on? What are you stitching on? I need to know that so that I can do the math. Okay, then for 16 count, I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because these look pretty similar to the 14 count Ada. When I get to the linens, sometimes the dye will take to that cloth a little bit different. So I'll go through the 16 count kind of quickly, but then we'll go through the linens a little bit more in detail. Okay. So 75 by 57 on 14 count. So 75 divided by 14 gives us 5.35. Oh, look, I have a piece of paper right here. 5.35. And then 57 divided by 14 gives us 4.07. And then we're going to need to add 4 inches to each of those numbers to give you enough for finishing. So 5.35 plus 4 is 9.35. And 4.07 plus 4 is 8.07. So, and you're stitching on 14 count. Are you talking Legacy Fiber Arts, Donna? That's the other piece of information I need to know, because different fat quarters can be a little bit different sized. So some fat quarters can be 18 by 25, some can be 17 by 20-ish. So what cloth? Legacy Fiber Arts. Okay, so we're looking at 17 by 20. So then 17 by 20, you could probably get, so 1, 2, you could get 4 per cloth. Yep. 4 per Legacy Fiber Arts fat quarter for 14 count. I hope that helps. What would you suggest for Teresa Kogat's Strawberry Manor? That was in our March Sampler Madness. Are you guys playing March Sampler Madness? I have that picture right here because it's in our March Sampler Madness. We're down to the final 4, and as soon as I get done here today, if you want to use Legacy Fiber Arts for Strawberry Manor, I would recommend Popover for sure. It's got very subtle modeling. It'll be perfect. Popover would be great. If you don't want the modeling at all, then I would lean more towards a lamb's wool Icelandic beige, possibly white chocolate, platinum, like Belfast platinum, maybe. But if you're looking at Legacy Fiber Arts, I would say Popover. My favorite is Covered Bridge to stitch on. I'm feeling better. Hubby let me sleep all day yesterday and I broke. Oh, good. You just needed to like conk out. Keep heading in that direction. Keep heading in that direction for sure. It's, oh my gosh, when you've got others to take care of and then you get sick on top of it, like it just breaks you. I have been there and it's like, it just breaks you. So just get lots of rest, drink lots of fluids. You'll get back up on your feet. It won't last forever. Sometimes that's important to hear because sometimes when you're in it, you feel like it's going to last forever, but it won't. You will come through it. You're welcome, Donna. Have you guys enjoyed March Madness? Because I hope you have. And I think it's kind of fun. We're down to the final 4. I know I'm going to get back to the ADA. Sorry, I'm off on a little tangent right now. We're down to the final 4 in our March Sampler Madness. And the winning sampler will be our Sampler September stitch along that we do. So we are down to Cinnamon Stars is in the final 4. And in my stories, it might not be in my stories anymore. Where's the other one? Not that. Cinnamon Stars. Oh, I picked the same one again. There should be another one from this. What is the other one? I need to look. Oh, they're gone. Okay, Cinnamon Stars, Remember Me, by Teresa Kogut. Oh, Christmas Garden, Remember Me, and Spring Quaker. So those are the ones that are left. So Cinnamon Stars, Spring Quaker, Christmas Garden, which, well, here's Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. And then Christmas Garden is by Blackbird. There's Christmas Garden. So those are the final 4 samplers left. And as soon as I get done here today, I will be putting the championship game on Instagram. I hope you've had fun with it. Angela, what is the status of the Lord's Prayer and what cloth would you recommend? Oh, she's supposed to ship it to me. They were sold out at Nashville. So I need to follow up with her about that. Carrie, if you want to send customer service an email just to remind us, we can then follow up with her and see if she's gotten it restocked yet. March Madness is so fun. I'm bummed my faves didn't make the cut, but very thankful you're ordering Americana in red. I sure am. It's in my cart. So as soon as we place the next order, it will arrive. Blanca, what would be a good cloth for cinnamon stars? I would love to start it. Cinnamon stars. I would say, again, yeah, pop over if you want modeling. And then if you don't, lamb's wool, Icelandic beige, like those lighter colors. Belfast Platinum, that type of colorway. Okay, so 16 count Ada. We have, again, these are fat quarters. All of the 16 count Adas are fat quarters. 17 by 20 is about the size. This is covered bridge. It is fabulous. Here is popover. Here is, we have for 16 count, we have a prairie blend because we did this for our Prairie Life sampler stitch along. And we had some left over. So we do have a few options in 16 count Ada called Prairie Blend, which is not available in 14 count. It's only available in 16 count. So here's Prairie Blend. It can also be called Prairie Life. So those are both the same. And then we have Low Tide and Boston Tea Party. And I think I must have forgotten to pull the grays, but I believe we also have in 16 count Nor'eastern New England gray. Like all of the same colors should be available in 14 count and 16 count unless we are sold out, in which case I will just need to reorder. Mary Jo, got my spring Quaker last year. Surprised haven't started it. This could be motivation. I know, right? Spring Quaker could come out on top. Okay, and then for Legacy Fiber Arts, we have added a new count to the shop. We have now added 32 count linen in Legacy Fiber Arts options. So that is pretty exciting because I know that there are so many of you guys out there who love stitching on 32 count linen. So for 32 count linen, we have two sizes that are available in the shop. We have a fat quarter, and these fat quarters end up being closer to like the 18 by 22, 23, 24, 25 range. So it's more of a true fat quarter. And then we also have fat halves in the shop, and that would be 36 by 27. So the fat quarter would be 18 by 27. And then the fat half is 27 by 36. So here is covered bridge, 32 count. This is the fat quarter. Here's the fat half for covered. You are welcome, Susan. All of these are available in fat quarters and fat halves. They may have gotten mixed up when I transported them home. This is Nor'easter, would be great for, like I said, potentially a spring stitch, but on the linen, it is a tish darker than on the Ada. So this would also be great for like a fall Halloween type stitch. So that's Nor'easter. That's a fat quarter. We also have Dunes at Dusk in 32 count in both the fat quarter, which is this one, and the fat half, which is this one. Beautiful, beautiful. We have our 32 count Prairie Blend. So this is the Prairie Blend that we used for our Prairie Life. This one is only available in a fat quarter. We don't have this in fat halves. We also have 32 count in popover. We also have that in a fat half, unless it's sold out. But if it's not sold out, we have the popover in a fat half as well. Here's Boston Tea Party in a fat quarter and a fat half. This is probably the darkest of the neutral kind of tan blends. And if you want to see stitching on that color, look at Lori's Instagram post of her garden samplers, because that's the color she's stitching on. So then you can see what it looks like. Millstone is a new color that's added to the shop. So we have it in 32 count linen as well. Here's a fat quarter and here's a fat half. This one is lovely. Like, I'm just looking for something to stitch on this one because I love this color. It's kind of got a gray vibe to it. Like, I love it. Low Tide, 32 count. We have the fat quarter and we have the fat half. Look at that modeling. Can you see that? Is that coming along? Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then here's Nor'easter fat half. I showed you the fat quarter before, but here's the fat half. You see that modeling through there. Which would you say has the least modeling? Popover, I would think. I think, yeah, probably Popover. Yep. And then we have 36 count. All of our 36 counts come in a fat quarter and a fat half. Again, the sizes are the same as the 32 count. So a 36 count fat quarter would be 18 by 27. A 36 count fat half would be approximately 27 by 36. So here we have 36 count covered bridge in a fat quarter and a fat half. Look how lovely that is. We also have 36 count fat quarter Low Tide. 36 count Boston Tea Party. This is the exact count that Lori Stitch Garden Sampler's on. So Boston Tea Party, 36 count. Here we have Boston Tea Party fat half in 36 count. We have 36 count Popover in a fat half. See, you can see like the modeling is very subtle with the Popover. Can you kind of tell that? Here's a 36 count fat half in the Millstone. Just beautiful. And here's a fat quarter in the Millstone. Here's a fat half, 36 count Low Tide. Did I already show that? Here is a fat half New England Gray. This is really a lovely color. I love gray backgrounds. I love the tan backgrounds, but I like gray too. 36 count fat quarter in Nor'easter. Dunes at Dusk, 36 fat quarter. Dunes at Dusk, 36 fat half. And here's a fat half of Nor'easter. And then we also have 40 count linen. All the same colors. And again, in the same sizes, either a fat quarter or a fat half. Here's 40 count Popover in a fat half. And let me know if you guys have questions about this or if you want to see anything out of the package. Here's 40 count fat half of Nor'easter. Look at that modeling. Do you see it? Here's 40 count fat half of Boston Tea Party. Some antique sampler. Like, it looks so nice on them. Whoa, here's 40 count fat quarter Nor'easter. Here is 40 count Millstone in a fat half. Here is 40 count covered bridge in a fat quarter. 40 count Millstone in a fat quarter. 40 count Popover in a fat quarter. And our last few. Fat quarter of Boston Tea Party in 40 count. Fat quarter of Low Tide in 40 count. It's really lovely. And a fat quarter of Dunes at Dusk in 40 count. What do you guys think of the Legacy Fiber Arts cloth? I know so many of you have ordered already. If something is out of stock that you want, please just click that notify me button, because that is really going to guide me in telling me what people are looking for and what I should be trying to reorder right away. So please let me know. Nancy, what fabric is everyone using for their Prairie Schooler Santas? Are you doing them all the same or mixing it up? I am using a 25 count Lugana that is opalescent. So it's called Desert Opalescent, and it's 25 count Lugana. And this isn't the Prairie Schooler Santa, but this is the Desert Opalescent. And you can see that it sparkles. Does that come across? You can see like that opalescent thread that's woven throughout the cloth. And I love that for winter stitches, and I love it for Christmas stitches. So I tend to lean towards that a lot. So I'm pretty sure that's what I picked for the Prairie Schooler Santas. But I may mix it up. I might not use that all the time. I might mix it up. I don't know. But so far, that's what I'm leaning towards continuing to use. Would love to see larger cuts of 16 count Aida for big samplers. Okay, we can do that. Louise, what do you recommend for the Santas as far as fabrics goes? So for the Prairie Schooler Santas. So if you like stitching on Lugana, I would recommend the Desert Opalescent because that's my fave. But if you wanted to do something that has modeling to it, the tricky thing about Prairie Schooler Santas is like, so what they do theirs on, it's kind of a dark cloth, but you don't have to do it on that. And I would say definitely the one I'm using is not that dark. So with modeling, I don't know. Like I feel like Boston Tea Party is not probably, ooh, this one. I would say Millstone if you like the modeling. Legacy Fiber Arts Millstone, and you can get that in 14 count, 16 count, 32, 36, and 40. If you don't like the modeling, I would lean towards Beautiful Beige, Clay Barn Gray. There's one in the shop that's called Natural. That's a little bit darker. You could do that. What's popping into my mind is Country French Golden Needle, but I feel like that one has too much yellow to it. So I don't know that I would go with that one. But Beautiful Beige and Clay Barn Gray are a safe choice. Like it's a very popular neutral background. And then we're starting to try to get more and more Zweigart based cloth, which is what Legacy Fiber Arts use. These are Zweigart based cloths that they just hand dye themselves. And so I need to kind of look at those because I haven't become super familiar with those yet. Off the top of my head, there's one that's called Dirty Linen that we're looking to start carrying in the shop. And that one might do well with these. But Millstone for sure, if you like the modeling, and then Beautiful Beige, Clay Barn Gray, if you want something that has a clean background. It's gorgeous. I'm stitching with Santa's 28 count Monaco. Nice. I came in late, so sorry. Hello, Patricia. Nancy, I'm more prim than glitter. Prim, that's a good one. Yes. Prim would be another great option. If you like Lugana, Prim, Lori's Prim color would be great for this. That's what I'm stitching the garden samplers on, and I'm loving it. Another good option, which isn't quite as dark as Prim, it's a little bit lighter. It's called Mushroom, and that's one of my favorite Luganas to stitch on too. But Prim is going to be a go-to for me from now on because this is the first time I'm stitching on it, and I love it. The colors are really popping on the cloth, and the cloth is really nice to handle. Um, and so I can see myself stitching on 25 count Lugana Prim quite often, actually. So that's a great suggestion. I love the glitter for Christmas and winter. Like, I'm a glitter girl. Um, but I love Prim. If you don't want that stuff in your cloth, that would be a great option. Patricia, I'm doing my Prairie Schooler Santas on different tan fabrics. Yeah, I think that that would look really cute too, to have a variety of fabrics. I love it. I think that that would look really cute. What color cloth do you recommend for, oh, winter rose manor? Winter rose manor. That's in my stitch drawer. That one's on my list. I need to look at a picture of it. I need to have a visual of it. Winter rose manor. Oops. I can't remember what the, oh, that's another one of those really tricky. Do you want like a clean background with that, or do you want modeling? If you want modeling, this millstone is nearly spot on for color. Like, it's got that nice mix of tan and gray that just blends perfectly together. It's part of the reason why I love this so much. But look, let me show you what I'm looking at. Like, look at that. It is nearly spot on. It just has the modeling in it. And if there is modeling on this sample, it's very, very subtle. So the modeling would likely be a little bit more on this, which could make it really cool. If you wanted something that does not have modeling, that 28 count mushroom would be a great color wise. For an Ada, I would want to look at that. I don't want to say, I'm thinking some things in my head, but I don't want to say until I see it in person, because I feel like what I'm thinking is clay barn gray, but I think it's not going to have enough gray. I think it's going to be too tan to really look like that. So for Ada, I would have to explore a little bit and figure out what would be a good fit for that. Swagart is my go-to. Swagart is my preferred for sure. Yeah, so we're going to try to start getting more of that into the shop as well. What size was the pillow you showed with the glitter? I feel like it is. Size is it? It's about like 3.5 by 3.5. Yeah. It's like 3.5 by, oh my gosh. What's with my hands today? It's about 3.5 by 3.5. It's about the size. I've been using Davos khaki for Prairie School, so you're not a fan. Ready to switch to something else. Oh, well, good luck. Hopefully something that we said will, or that I said will work. I hope. But it's really not very modeled. Nice. I have Brenda's brew in the shop, but I just don't have it listed yet. The cloth count, sorry. Oh, what cloth count? Oh, 25 count Lugana. 25 count. Yep. And then some of them are 28 count. So like this one, I stitched without the glitter, and that's a 28 count. So let me see if I can show you. Here's a 28 count versus a 25 count. So very little difference, like not too much. This gate is just a tish bigger, but not a huge difference. Love it. Love those little pillows. I need to set aside some time to stitch some happy stitch cards up because I love stitching them so much. Oh my gosh, they're so fun to stitch. Oftentimes a stitch card gets my mojo back. I start stitching one of those and it's such a quick finish, and then I'm like, whew, watch out, I'm back. What's the song that I sing when I'm on a roll? Don't stop me now, 'cause I'm having a good time. That's all. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you. I really wanted to focus on stitch alongs today and also go through all of our legacy fiber art stuff because I've gotten lots of questions about it. So I hope that helps with colors and counts and sizes that we have. And thank you for the heads up of offering bigger sizes for the Adas, because we will be sure to do that with our next go around. We will offer bigger, uh, not just fat quarters, but we'll offer bigger sizes as well, for those of you who are stitching those bigger samplers on Adas. So thank you for that suggestion, because I will do that. And I won't see you for the rest of this week, which kind of bums me out a little bit. But listen, I am sorry about that, but I thank you for your understanding. And I will miss you because I do genuinely like having these live streams twice a week and connecting with you guys. But I wish all of you guys a really happy Easter. So I hope that you get to have a good rest of your week this week and a happy Easter weekend. And maybe get to do some fun stuff or spend some time with family and friends or get some stitching in if that's what you want. I hope you get to do something that you like and that brings you some happiness. And next week, we are back to our regular viewing schedule. So I will see you next week on Monday for our Flosstube, and I will see you on Thursday for our quilting live stream next week. Keep an eye on our newsletter for all the information about that. And this week, I will be focused on getting all of your stitch along stuff shipped out the door to you, getting orders shipped out, finishing up Be Vintage kits and getting invoices out for that. So we've got lots and lots of stuff to keep us busy. But in the meantime, I will miss you, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our regular schedule. Thank you so, so much to all of you. Have a fabulous day. Thank you for giving me some of your time today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and follow Happy Little Stitch Shop in all the places, and visit happylittlestitchshop.com for your quilting and cross stitching and crochet goodies. And I will see you guys next week. Have a fabulous, fabulous week. Thank you so, so much. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Happy stitching.